I'm totally broken down. Totally broken down. I'm so raw right now, you know, I'm so sore. The trail is brutal. I mean, it is so brutal. Hey, y'all. Back at home here. I am fully rested up and ready to, man, I wish I could get back out there. But I'm about to show you guys the footage from my PCT, my little PCT journey, my learning experience, which is exactly what it was. And I'm so glad that I took that and I learned everything that I did because, man, I'm going to rock the second attempt. Believe me. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be going SOBO like this summer sometime, or maybe just do a section this summer, SOBO, or if I'm just going to flat out wait until 2019. I don't know, but I'm so excited to get back out on the trail. I might just wait until 2019 and do some sections of the Appalachian Trail, and maybe some of the Florida Trail, and I'll share that with you guys. And either way, I have got to get some elevation experience because that was part of my problem was, just being from Florida, and my only real elevation practice was just on the bridge, and it wasn't enough. I just totally wasn't prepared for what those first 20 miles were. So, and they totally whooped my butt, just like I said. I didn't get a whole lot of footage on trail because I was just so exhausted. And to be honest with you, I didn't care at that moment. And I hate myself because I didn't capture the things that I saw. I mean, it was just so amazing. But I was in too much pain and too much misery and to care, I just didn't. I did not care. You're just exerting yourself. And no, the first 20 miles is not a walk in the park like everybody makes it look, Everybody makes it look like it's, you know, oh, look at this bug and look at this snake, and nobody shows the huffing and puffing part. I mean, and it's a lot of huffing and puffing, for somebody like me that's no experience with elevation. I'm not quite sure how long this is going to be. I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible, but it might be a long one, so grab you a cup of coffee and have a seat for a little while. Get comfy. I sure do.
It sure would be. I guess that was a stupid question, wasn't it?
It sure was.
We're gonna miss you, Amanda.
I made it on the plane. PCT, here I come. Germs. Okay, we got our supplies for the week, our first week on the PCT. And so it begins. Give me a cheers. Cheers to the trail, our Big Macs. Cheers. Cheers. Okay, so we're on our way to the trailhead. Say hi. Hi. And we picked up by Larry and Kathy Bevins. So how long have you, or what made you decide to be a trail angel?
I started doing it casually about 5 years ago. So anytime we were, what I mean by that is anytime we were near the trail,
for 20 miles.
we would, we'd go get water for people, we'd feed people, we'd pick people up, take them into
That's
town.
so awesome.
That kind of stuff. We decided this year to make it official.
That's really cool. How many have you taken so far?
This year?
Yeah.
You guys are the third group.
We're the third people.
Yeah, and then I met
Say hi, Larry.
Asparagus scrambled.
Oh my goodness. There it is.
Okay. Any final words before you hit the trail?
Woo!
What she
Canada,
said.
here we come. Right?
What she said, yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Woo! Touching the wall. Mexico wall. There we go. Here I am on my journey. Already huffing. We're hiking the PCT!
As slow as it's going to get going down the hill.
Are we there yet? Two and a half mile footsie break.
There's two other hikers down there.
It's my view right now. Can't complain. The weather is about 60 degrees. I mean, absolutely perfect. Lots of uphill. The first 2 miles were pretty rough on this old girl. And it's been fun. We just hit the top of a mountain. Not sure what the elevation is, but had some switchbacks. It's pretty awesome.
Not even,
2 miles in.
we hit the top of a hill.
Sorry, it was a hill, not a mountain. Everybody's saying cheese and smiling and having a good old time when they're filming, but
In reality,
they don't show the real side of the, the brutalness of it. So, the reality of it, this is definitely a reality check.
okay. This is Debbie. Amanda's going to take a leak and I'm going to film her. Because she laughed at me when I did it. So I think you need to turn a little bit further away. There you go. Now, that is pretty laughable. She has a urinary device for females.
I'm gonna write my name.
And she's going to write her name in the snow one day with it.
Oh no, it's going down my leg.
Oh no, she's got a leak.
It's down my leg.
Okay, hers is not successful.
And from this.
I told you. Okay, hers wasn't successful, so
Oh,
maybe she'll get better at it as she goes along.
I'm so
Okay, see ya.
Holy shit, what have I gotten myself into? Just under 5 miles and I'm dead. Yep, I'm dead. Oh my god, what did I get myself into? There's my dinner, which I'm forcing down because I don't even want to eat. It's rough out here. I am not kidding you. This is day 1. The weather has been perfect. I mean, perfect. And this is day 1. The pain is terrible. Getting water from a stream. I just don't know. I just don't know. This is night 1. I just don't know if this is something I want to do. About died today. It was really hard. The good thing is that my 0-degree bag seems to be working good. Seems to be keeping me warm. Let's hope tomorrow is better. It's really hard today, really rough. Did 5 miles. Standing at almost the top of the hill that
People
we have
passing us.
climbed. There's a cliff right there in front of us. And we came from somewhere.
Where? I don't know.
Oh, dropped my trekking pole.
Good Lord.
Somewhere up over there. And we've come all the way up this and then up this mountain right here. Lord have mercy on us. So here I am at mile 15, Hauser Creek. And so far, this whole experience has sucked. I mean, from day 1. I have been miserable and pushed myself physically harder than I ever thought I could. But anyway, Debbie just turned out to be we just weren't compatible, and so I chose to stay behind here at Hauser Creek and get to Lake Marina tomorrow and possibly go home. I'm not sure. I might just take a 0 at Lake Morena and chillax and rest. I was pushed harder than what I originally wanted to do. I mean, 5 miles is good, but I don't know. Maybe my trip will be better now that, you know, I'm on my own and I have control over my own hike. You know, piece of advice, don't let anybody, just hike your own hike and do what you want to do. You know, do what you want to do. Don't let anybody talk you into going further and going further and going further, because you're miserable. I mean, I was so miserable and I was hurting so bad and I just couldn't do it. I literally was bawling and I was just a mess, you know, like, it's so ridiculous. Ugh. My hips hurt so bad. Oh my gosh. My hips, I haven't been able to eat, so I'm really weak. I have no strength. I've been drinking enough water, I guess, but I'm just thirsty like all the time, and you have to ration your water, and oh my god, it's just been hell for me. I mean, absolute hell. You know, and I was thinking, you know, this is for some people and for some people it's not, and I just feel like it's not for me, but I don't know. I just have to get to Lake Morena and maybe take a day and relax or something, because I mean, today was day 3 and I hiked 5 miles and I was done before noon. The day before that I hiked 6 miles and we were done at like 4 o'clock or something, but it was all uphill. I mean, the whole entire day was all uphill and it was so treacherous, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm just gonna die. I've never put myself through anything like that before. It was definitely a challenge, and I think if I go home I'll never regret it. I don't think so. There's a bee trying to get in here. It's my home, bee. But it's so scary when you are in the middle of nowhere and you feel like you can't do it. You feel like you can't do it, but you have no choice but to do it. You know what I mean? Like, there's nobody that can do it for you. There's nobody that can carry your pack for you. There's nobody that can walk it for you. A donkey isn't going to come along and carry your stuff for you. I had no idea what a freaking wuss I was and how pampered I am and how out of shape I am. Just take my advice. Get in shape. And here I am in this canyon by myself, 5 miles from civilization. I tried out my shiwi thing yesterday and I ended up just peeing all over my pants, and you know, the whole cat hole thing was just a freaking joke. I mean, this is for experienced hikers, and me being from Florida, I just ain't got it. I don't have what it takes. So sad. Five more miles. This 1 liter and this 1 liter is all I have to get me to Lake Morena tomorrow. So I have to ration and save probably half of this. But right now, you guys are all I got to talk to, because there's not a soul here. The weather has been amazing. I mean, I cannot complain about that, and I thank God for that, because I probably would have never made it The weather's been perfect. I mean, chilly at night, you know, down in the 30s and in the 60s during the day. So perfect for hiking, you know. But like I said, I might just get into shape and maybe start doing small hikes and getting some more practice. And I'm so sorry to disappoint all of you and myself, but you know, I mean, it is what it is, and I'm happy that if I make the decision to come off the trail, then I'm gonna be happy about it, because right now I just want out of signal here and no connection with anything or anybody. It sucks. Right now, this is my only pleasure. My God, get me out of here. Yesterday morning, we woke up to everything wet. Like, the condensation was really bad. My tent was soaked and my sleeping bag was soaked. I can really be positive and lie about it, but why? You know? Why? This is my truth. This, by the way, is very good. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie and say it was great. Trying to protein up to make it up that daggone hill tomorrow. That mountain. I mean, look at me. I look like I've been just beat to death. I'm not myself. I'm not. So I guess I'm gonna have to end my YouTube and say goodbye to everybody. Which is heartbreaking to me, but the thing is, I feel good about this decision. I feel like it's right for me. If I leave, you know, I feel like I just want the hell out of here. I'm not used to elevation. I'm not used to climbing mountains. You know, living in Florida, I think I just need to get a little more experience, and got zero signal, so all I can do is lay here with my thoughts. There has been just the nicest people on the trail. I mean, everybody is just so kind and sweet, and you know, just willing to talk and stop in their tracks. You know, there's others that just move on and, you know, keep on going. They have that focus, you know. But everybody's just so nice, and I haven't even made it to like a good spot yet, so I'm sure that I'm gonna have a blast on Lake Morena, and hopefully by the time I get there, I'll have changed my mind. I just ate two tuna packets and a Snickers bar, and like I said, I'm trying to protein up before I hit that trail tomorrow, because I have had zero appetite, and I have eaten a total of 2 Cliff Bars since I've been out on trail, and it's no wonder I'm struggling so bad, because I'm so nauseous, like really bad. So this is the most I've eaten. So anyway, hopefully I will get back on track, get up to Lake Morena tomorrow, maybe meet somebody else to hike with, or just keep on going by myself. I don't know. As you can see, I'm way over this way and I'm way over this way. I don't know what I want right now, so my heart tells me, you know, to give it a try and maybe make it to Interstate 8. That's what my soul tells me, you know, but my mind is like, what the F are you doing? Because you have zero experience and you're just going to hurt yourself. And the things I've seen, oh my God, I mean, amazing things that I have seen. Most of the hike so far has been a trail that hugs the mountain. So, like, on one side, it's a complete drop off, and on the other side, it's, you know, up. So you're like walking along the side of a mountain basically the whole time. The whole freaking time. And it's all uphill. But man, you can see for miles and miles and miles. And I wish so bad that I would have taken my phone out. And actually, Debbie had it in her pocket. And I wish that I would have taken my phone out and just did a pan, you know, of how freaking gorgeous it is. And where I was at, you know, like, this is incredible. But I was just too exhausted. I didn't even care at that point. I was like so exhausted and just so fed up with what I was going through. So I don't know. Maybe next time I'll film it when I go through there, if I start over or whatever. But whoo, that first section is brutal. Brutal. So fair warning to anybody who has zero experience like me, which was really dumb, I guess. I'm realizing now. It's brutal. Hopefully, being without Debbie will be a better experience for me. Maybe not having her push me and let me do it on my own. Like, I know sometimes you need somebody pushing you, but not when it's your own damn hike. You know, like, that's her. You know, like, she's going on how she feels and everything, not how I feel. And go on, you know what I mean? Like, it's 4:30 p.m. and the temperature is dropping already. Somebody came by and I almost wish I would have got a ride with him, because he was on like a four-wheeler or something like that, and I think he was bringing water or something. And anyway, I overheard him talking to two guys, and he said, "Y'all are gonna freeze tonight," and kind of scares me a little bit. I am so glad I made this thing the night before I left, because I had some extra felt, or what's this shit called? Anyway, fleece, that's what it is. And whipped up this little, just made like a tube out of it. It has been a lifesaver, because at night I just cover my face like this, and it is the greatest thing ever. And I have my hat on and my booties and everything, and I stay pretty warm and toasty. Starting to feel better because I've eaten, and and I've got enough water to drink. I mean, I feel hydrated again, so hopefully maybe I'll stay, you know? I don't know. It's nighttime, and I'm out here in the wilderness. I think there's a couple people in this campsite, I hope. But let the noises begin. Oh my God, I've been laying here like, I'll be so glad when this day is over. But I can't wait to hit the mountain tomorrow. That's what it's all about. Just heard somebody. That makes me feel good. I wish you could see, but the moon is so bright. My tent is lighting it up. It's now hiker midnight. End of day 3. And I'm glad to see it go. I'm so nice and toasty and snuggly and warm. Pretty sure it's in the 30s. So I hope I stay dry tonight. Tomorrow when I'm on the mountain, I will film. I think I just figured out what it is that's so hard. You're no longer comfortable. All of your comforts have been taken away from you. The comforts of, having 4 walls around you and feeling safe. The comfort of a bathroom. The comfort of your bed. The comfort of going and getting a Coke in your refrigerator if you want to, or whatever. You just gotta get used to being uncomfortable and accepting it. Maybe that's the secret to success on the PCT. Bye, campsite. Beautiful morning. That's the mountain I came down last night. Let's go take on this big ass mountain. Holy crap. Into Lake Marina I go. Beautiful mountains. There's the mountain I came down last night. And now I'm back up. Going back up. Probably there or there, I'm not sure. Lake Marina is somewhere over there. But this is the crap that nobody tells you about, This is hard. And I'm taking my time. It's probably going to take me all day to get up this hill, but I'm going to get up it. It's a great spot for breakfast. I had to kind of ration my water this morning, so that's why I didn't cook some oatmeal or cream of wheat or anything, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to get up this mountain, and I have 1 liter just 1 liter and a hair. So, need to ration, so I didn't cook. So this is what's for breakfast. Chocolate brownie, and these are so freaking good. I gotta say, I'm pretty scared out here. I'm out here by myself in the middle of this. Let me pan around. I mean, I just can't believe. Look at this. I gotta go up somewhere, but I'm not sure where. So you see, I'm scared, and it's all uphill. The whole thing has been straight uphill so far. 1 liter of water, the sun's blazing. Damn. Scary. Scary by myself. I never dreamed I'd be out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, this bad. By myself. Ever. Pretty scary. There it is. Cheeseburger time. So, while in the cabin, that night in the cabin, I laid there and I thought about, you know, what the best thing for me to do is, and that was to go home. So, I called Larry, which is the guy that dropped us off at the trailhead, Larry Bevins, and I told him, come pick us up. We're ready to go home. So he got there and, you know, to Lake Morena and picked us up at the cabin. And he basically reassured us that, you know, this was not out of the norm. Like, people get to Lake Morena and go home at that point, you know, a lot of people. So, I mean, I felt a little bit better, you know, at that point. So, this was us at the restaurant in which he took us to on the way home. I mean, on the way to the airport, and that was that. I'm here in downtown San Diego with Larry Bevins. He picked us up and saved us. He's a trail angel. Say hi, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
4 days in, but we'll do better next time. Bye, downtown San Diego.
That was Old Town.
Old Town, sorry.
Downtown.
Headed to the airport for the walk of shame.
Put your seatbelt on, darling.
Back to civilization. I'm at the airport and I'm literally doing a hiker hobble. I mean, I'm in so much pain. Oh, a hiker hobble is real, y'all. No joke. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to recover. So I'm at the airport. This is my purse for right now with my phone charger, my money and everything. And this is my backpack. I totally feel like a bag lady. Got my magazine. And people are looking at me like I'm some kind of a bag lady because I know I stink. But that's okay. It's all in the experience. So I'm about to go check in, check my bags. I'm tired of hauling this backpack around. You know what amazes me the most is how I'm watching these videos as I'm sitting here, and nobody ever shows the struggle of the uphills, and it's all happy and easy, and you know, and I thought it was the same. Not easy, I mean, I knew it would be really hard, but I didn't think it would be that hard. And you know, I totally had the right gear, and I was able to keep warm, and it was the uphills. It was such a struggle. I mean, it really was. It was such a struggle for me. It's really heartbreaking. I just wasn't prepared to climb mountains, you know, the first 2 miles into the PCT. I really thought that it was going to be, you know, more flat, I guess. I mean, I knew that there was probably going to be some hills and stuff, but nothing prepared me for what I was about to endure, you know. I remember I was at the 5 mile mark, and I literally was thinking about turning around and walking back to Campo because that first 5 miles was so hard, you know. And then I thought, I just got to keep on going, and you know, I mean, I don't want to quit, you know. So I get to the second day. We stopped at like right at 5 miles, and then the second day I was already tired and sore from the first day, and then the second day the second day was nothing but uphill, and I literally was like just bawling because it was so hard. My legs just burned so bad, and my hips hurt, and my feet hurt, and I just wasn't prepared, totally unprepared for that. So I cried like most of the way from 5 to 10, and then, you know, because like each night you think, you go to bed and you rest, you know, and I get rest. I mean, I would go to sleep at like 8 o'clock, you know, and wake up at, you know, 6 or whatever. And it's like you get up and you can't walk, you know. I mean, I couldn't move. And it was like, oh my God, how am I going to take on the day? You know, at this point I'm at 10 miles. And there's no going back to Campo because it's 10 miles forward going to Lake Morena. So I was like, okay, I'll just make sure I get to Lake Morena and then I can rest. So then it was uphill and uphill and uphill and uphill, and you turn the corner and it's literally like you think you're at the top, and you go around a bend or something, and there's a whole nother mountain that you have to go up still. And then so you get the top of that one and you turn a corner, and there's a whole nother mountain that you have to, and it's just so like, oh my God, just disappointing, you know, that you think you've achieved this and hit this mountaintop, and then it's like such a disappointment, you know, that you're not at the top. And I know you're not supposed to dread you're not supposed to dread the uphills, but man, I was hating life by day 3. I mean, actually I was hating life by day 2. I mean, not having a good time, you know. I was not enjoying what I was being put through. And so I knew that from the 3 days of torture that I had put myself in, you know, before that I couldn't keep on going on to Lake Morena. So I decided to stay at Hauser Creek, and there was no water there. It was dry. So, but I had, you know, a couple liters of water, and I thought, I'll be okay. I'm just gonna stay and I'm gonna rest. And you know, so what I did was I put my tent up about 1 o'clock p.m. and I literally laid in my tent the whole time, and I made videos, which are probably going to be before this, just to pass the time, because I had no signal out there. I had no internet, I had no phone signal or anything, and so that's all I could do was sit there and talk to my phone, because I felt so alone and scared. And so then you know, the night came and I was okay. I was fine. I wasn't even afraid, which is a huge step for me, to be out in the middle of nowhere and not be afraid. So the next morning I got up and I was out of camp by 8 o'clock, and the sun was just coming up over the mountains, and it was a gorgeous day. I mean, there wasn't a cloud in the sky, and there was birds chirping. And I seen the entrance, because you kind of, when you come into Hauser Creek, you cross over this like dirt road, and then you can just immediately see the trail going straight up, you know, like, oh shit, you know. So I got up, you know, I mean, a pretty good ways, but my legs, again, I could barely move when I woke up. I could barely move my legs. I mean, it was like, so it was so painful going up that hill. And then I got like halfway and I was like, I'm not gonna make it. I had already been through most of my water. Had been trying to ration, but I was so thirsty. I mean, my lips are still chapped. I have these 2 big cold sores on my lips, and the whole time that I was on the trail, I never felt like I had enough to drink. And we filled up at mile 4.8. There's a great water source. There's a beautiful little stream that you have to cross over, and we got plenty of water, and I cameled up, and that was like the only time that I felt my thirst was quenched, you know. So by the time we got to Hauser Creek, I was, you know, like I said, I only had like, by the time I woke up, I had a liter and a half. I didn't even cook because I wanted to conserve my water to go up that mountain. And it was the scariest feeling because, you know, I would say maybe a mile into it. And believe me, on trail, a mile is not like walking a mile down the street. It's like, it feels like 10 miles. You know, you're just hiking and struggling up this mountain, and you look at your GPS thing and it says you've only gone a mile, and it's like, oh, another disappointment, you know. So I get part of the way, I couldn't even tell you how far up I was. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm so thirsty, and I can't sit here and chug my water or else I'm gonna run out. And I just kind of like, I look all around, I pan all around, and there's not a soul. I am out in the middle of nowhere by myself. Like, what in the heck did I get myself into? I don't think I can make it. You know, I'm not strong enough to get up this mountain. So I contemplated on leaving my backpack and just taking my water and heading the rest of the way to Lake Morena. I really was just gonna sacrifice everything in my pack and leave it because I had no other choice. I mean, it was all up to me to get up this mountain. Nobody could do it for me, and nobody could help me, and nobody could, nobody's gonna rescue me. So what am I gonna do? And that was, to me, the scariest feeling, like just being all alone and had no control over anything. My legs were jelly. I'm just about out of water. And it was just one of those oh shit moments. Like, oh my God. Like I thought about just maybe camping, but if I was camping, I didn't have enough water, so an angel came. An angel arrived. I was literally sitting on a rock and drinking a little bit of water and probably nibbling on my breakfast, which was a Cliff Bar that I was forcing down to try and give myself some protein and some energy to get up the rest of the way of the mountain. And I was just sitting there like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And here comes Judith, sweet little Judith, comes up the mountain and smiles and says, are you okay? And I'm like, I think so, but I think I just need to rest for a little while. And she goes, do you need help or anything? And I said, not really. I said, I'm just trying to get up this mountain, and I'm really afraid. I've never been in a situation like this before, and I don't really have that much water left, and I still have so far to go, and I was really discouraged at this point. So she says, I'm gonna sit here with you. I'm gonna get you through this, and I'm not leaving you on this mountain, by yourself. And she gave me some water, and she literally was just, and I kept telling her, no, go on, because I don't want to slow you down. I don't want to hold you back. You get up to Lake Morena. And she insisted, and she's like, no, I'm not leaving you here. And I was so thankful because she gave me what I needed. She gave me encouragement, and I literally would take 20 steps and stop, and take 20 steps and stop, and 20 steps. It was so steep. Oh my God. It was like stairs, and it was so steep, and my legs, every freaking muscle in my feet, my legs, my hips was just on fire, and I just don't know how I got up that mountain. And I'm so thankful that Judith came along. So me and Judith, to pass the time and take my mind off of the pain and agony that I was going through. And others don't seem to struggle, but me, I guess I was way out of shape more than what I thought. So this was my mistake, So anyway, we're, talking and stuff, and we come around a little bend, and we can see down, like where we had just come from. And we see a guy that's coming up the mountain. And, we hooted and hollered at him, and he looked up, and so we kind of stood around, and she goes, that's the guy from the camp, the camp. He also camped at, Hauser Creek. And so I said, should we wait on him? And she goes, well, we'll just go slow and he'll catch up. So sure enough, he caught up. Yannick. This is Yannick and Judith. My two little angels. So we got to talking with Yannick. We were standing there probably resting or whatever, and and he's like, I said, you can go on ahead of us because, I'm kind of struggling here, and I'll probably take me a while. Nope. I'm staying right with y'all, and I'm going to make sure you get up that mountain. And I swear it was like, they were two angels. They were what got me up that mountain. And I remember we got, to the top of that mountain, and I was so I'm just so thankful, and I will forever be grateful to them because I just feel like they totally saved me. You know, they got me to Lake Morena, you know, and safely, and gave me their water, and we stopped and had lunch, you know, like near the top somewhere, and it was just so, it was like what you would see in a movie. It was like we stopped and had lunch, and we sat there for half an hour, and you know, they just, I mean, I had water left, and you know, we just drank and we just sat there and talked, and we had a good time sitting there on the grass at the top of this mountain eating lunch, you know, much needed lunch. So we get to the top, and it's not like right at the top, but you know, you got to walk quite a ways, and we still had a couple miles left, you know. The brutal pain wasn't over yet, and I was so thankful to see society and to see a campground and people, and it was the best feeling, like, oh my God. And so that's when I decided, I'm in over my head. I need to go home, because I looked ahead at the elevation scale, and the mountain that's next is like almost, it's a lot higher than what I had just went through, and I knew that the way my legs were feeling and how out of shape I was and how much I was struggling and crying every day and, you know, just feeling like I'm tortured, I just knew that I'm not ready for this PCT, you know. My husband put it the right way. He said, you're a high school football player and you just went into the Super Bowl. He's right. I totally was in over my head, and I wish that I would have known, and I wish I would have listened, but I guess it's just my stubbornness that I thought would get me through the trail. The problem is that nobody ever shows the struggling parts. You know what I mean? Nobody shows that you're climbing mountains 2 miles in, you know? Nobody shows that. It's always happy and fun, and that's what I really thought it was going to be, you know? I mean, I knew it was going to be hard, but I just had no idea what I was in for. And I'm so happy to be going home and resting, and I know it's the right decision. So you guys can unsubscribe, and you guys can discontinue believing in me, but I may not have done it this time, but I will do it. And when I get home, I'm starting a whole new routine, and I am going to prepare myself for this PCT, because that's all I can do. I want it so bad. I want to see those things that I see on YouTube. And right now I'm missing out on that, and it kills me. And what's even funnier is, you know, we were there at the malt shop there in Lake Morena, and this group walks in, and I would say it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, something like that. This group walks in. It's probably 4 guys and 1 girl, and they had just started that morning, you know, like they had did the whole entire 20 miles that same day and got to Lake Morena and was getting their cheeseburgers or whatever, and they just acted like it was nothing, like they could just go ahead and do 20 more without even thinking about it. I mean, they were just totally unfazed by, and me, it took me, I did 5 miles a day, and it took me 4 days, you know, to do 20 miles, to do what they did in 1 day, in a half a day. And it's just amazing to me what the difference is, what, you know. And I kept thinking, what am I not doing? What am I doing wrong here? What did I miss? I brought all the right equipment. I didn't bring unnecessary things. I mean, I didn't. The only thing I figure is that I really had a hard time eating. So I'm sure I was lacking energy from food. And like I said, I never felt like I was thirst quenched ever. I never felt like I had enough water in me. Like, so just a hard lesson learned. And you know what's so funny is, you know, it's people that passed us by and they're like, you know, sometimes Debbie would introduce us as, you know, like, you know, hi, I'm Debbie, and this is Amanda, and this one guy, Spice Man, he's like, Amanda Taylor? And he goes, the chubby hiker? Yeah, that's me. And he was just so happy. But it's so funny because people actually knew who I was, you know, and I was kind of embarrassed by my struggle, but I was like, you know what, this is my hike, and there's no need to be embarrassed, you know. But it was exciting because people knew who I was. That's so awesome. I still have a couple hours before I board, and so I'm sitting here looking at YouTube videos and I see the guy that I started with, that started on the same day as us, you know, and I'm sitting here watching his videos that he's posted from the trail, and the same thing. It looks so easy. He doesn't show any struggling or no uphills, or it looks so like he's just sauntering along. I mean, his vlog channel is Saunter. I'll get back with you on that. It's called Saunter Beyond. Two really cool guys. Met them on the trail, you know, right near the trailhead, and they're awesome. And I remember this guy's shorts. He had the cutest shorts on, and I mentioned that. And like I said, his videos it's all just sunshine and rainbows, you know what I mean? There's no struggling there and no mention of anything. So I was deceived about the PCT. So I'm here to tell you, you better be prepared physically if you're going to hike the PCT, or if you're preparing, you better be prepared. There ain't no sauntering about the PCT. I mean, maybe in some places, but no. You're either going up or you're going down. There's very few level spots. So, be prepared. This sucks. Oh my God. Greatest feeling in the world. So y'all stay tuned for all of my next series of videos. Is going to be all about what I learned and the changes that I'm going to make in my future hikes. So y'all stay tuned. But y'all be sure and watch the future videos, because like I said, I'm putting everything that I've learned and what I'm going to do differently. And, you know, it may and may not help you. I don't know, but it may really help, you know. So I'll be posting the untold stuff on the trail. Believe me, you're going to want to hear this.